Good morning. So today's morning's class is going to focus on hip opening, and we're going to start with eucalyptus for throat and lung opening. So 1 drop of eucalyptus, rub it in your hand and smell into the hands. Long, deep breaths into your hands. If you don't have an oil, just keep your hands over your heart. Feet are as wide as your hips. Standing through your feet, lift your toes up so you feel the ball mounts of your toes. And then drop your toes down, spreading them. Bend your knees slightly so you engage the top part of your thighs. Press down deeply into your heels. Notice what your belly's doing. Tuck it in towards your back body. Your hips are directly under your shoulders. Lift your heart into your hands. Roll your shoulders back. Chin is dropped towards your sternum, so the back of your neck is long. Let's stay here for a full minute more. Taking your hands over your heart for the last 30 seconds. Your next breath in, feel your belly expand, your heart lift, your shoulders roll back. As you breathe out, your heart drops, your belly pulls in. 3-part breathing. Breathing in, belly expands, heart lifts, throat fills. Breathing out, throat releases, heart drops, belly pulls in. Continue with this breath. Breathing in, belly softens, heart lifts, throat fills. Breathing out, the breath releases from the throat, the heart drops, the belly pulls in. A few more times with this breath. Notice the belly, the heart, the throat. And notice the release of the breath as you let it go. Two more breaths. Good. Releasing the hands. Roll the shoulders back. Make sure your heart stays lifted. Your feet are as wide as your hips, maybe a little bit wider. Bend the knees. Take your hands to your hips. And let's do circles with the hips. So slight back bend when the hips go forward, folding forward when the hips go back. So we're going to focus on the hips and the hip opening. The hips are the seat of your emotions. There's a lot of emotions that can be held in the hips. Sadness, grief, and even anger. So opening those up and giving those a funnel to release. Other direction. And when you open up the hips, you affect the health of the back, the lengthening of the leg muscles. Go back to center. Keep your hands on your hips and take the hips from side to side. So when the hips go to the right, the torso goes to the left. Hips go to the left, torso to the right. Back and forth. Breathing in through center, breathing out to the right. Breathing in through center, breathing out to the left. Good. Back to center. One more time on each side. Hips are to the left. You're leaning to the right. Take your left arm over the ear. Keep pushing your hips to the left. One more breath. Take the hand back, hips to center. Push the hips to the right. You're leaning to the left. Right arm comes over the ear. Actively push your hips to the right. Reach your arm over the ear. One more breath. Good. Back, hand back to the hip, back to center. Go forward, halfway fold. And then come up, push the hips forward, knees can bend, hips forward. Reach the upper body back. Coming back to center and then leaning forward, stopping halfway. Coming up through center, breathing in. Bend the knees, push the hips forward, reach the upper body back. Back through center. Forward fold, straight legs. Last time, breathing in, coming through center. Hips forward, bend the knees, reach the upper body back. And back through center. Gut forward. Take the hands just below the knees on the shin. And keep your legs straight as you take your hips from side to side. So wagging the hips from side to side, but keeping the legs straight. Let your hands lower a little bit to your ankles. So you're holding onto your ankles. Keep the wag of the hips, starting to increase, deepening in those hip flexion, right where the legs meet the pelvis. Good. Take your hands to the floor. Stay on your fingertips, bend your knees so your belly touches the top of your thighs, and bring the tailbone all the way down into a squat. And then we're going to reach the tailbone up. So it's not about straightening the legs, it's about moving the tailbone. So the tailbone is the base of your spine, and you're bringing the base of your spine all the way down to sit in a squat, reaching forward so you don't fall back. And then take that base of the spine all the way up to point towards the ceiling. Bring it down, breathing out. Breathing in, reach the tailbone up. And breathing out, bring it down. Breathing in, reach it up. Last time, bring the tailbone all the way down into your squat. And then sit down. Come all the way down onto your back. And rock from side to side. Good. Take your hands on your knees and do circles with the knees. Bringing the knees around to center and over to the side. So this is really opening those hip rotators, the rotator cuffs in the where the leg bone meets the pelvis. And other side. So it's also very kind to your back. Good. Then bring your knees back to center. And let's do a twist. Take your knees over to the left. Press your knees down. Reach open through your right. Two more breaths. One more breath. Good. Back to center, just with the knees. Try to move with the core of your body warming up from the center. Drop the knees to the right. Let your right hand push the knees down. Reach open through your left. Look towards the left arm. And then breathe into that belly. 3 more breaths. Two more breaths. Good. Release the hand. Bring the knees back up through center. Good. Straighten the legs. Point the toes. And slowly lower down. Straight legs. Reach through the toes. Tuck your belly in towards the back body. When the heels almost touch, bring the toes back up. So we're warming up from the center, straight legs, point your toes, squeeze your knees. Start to lower the legs down like they're one leg, slowly, slowly. And then come back up, straight legs. Good, point the toes, lower. Tuck the belly in. Last time, reach the straight legs up. Bend the knees, take the feet to the floor. Feet are as wide as your mat. And drop your knees over to the right. We're going to move with our breath, breathing out, breathing into center, breathing out over to the left. Breathing into center, breathing out to the right. Breathing into center, breathing out to the left. So your knees are not touching each other. They're working their way to the floor. Breathing in through center, breathing out to the right. One more time each side. Move with your breath. Breathing out as you move into the pose. The breath in moves you. And the breath out moves you into the pose. Good. Feels good. One more time on the other side. I could stay here. Go back to center. Feet are as wide as the mat. Drop your knees to the right. Right foot comes on top of the left knee to give a greater stretch into that hip, greater opening in this internal abduction, internal rotation of the hip. 2 more breaths. Release the foot. And take the knees back to center. Drop the knees over to the left. The knees should not be touching anything but the ground, or maybe they're hovering. Left foot comes on top of the knee. Keep the foot flexed. Drop both knees down. Feel a twisting in the obliques. and an internal rotation of that right hip. Breathe into the belly. Last breath. Long, deep breath, make it good. Release the foot. Bring the feet back around to center, the knees back to center. Good. Hug the knees in. Interlace the fingers, or just take the fingers behind the thighs to straighten the legs again. Push the knees together, point the toes. Release the hands down. Couple more core to warm up. Lower down, reach through the toes, tuck your belly in, straight legs hover. Breathing in takes you back up. Breathing out, lower, hover. Breathing in brings you back up. 2 more times, reach it out. Long legs, hover. Breathing in, back up. And last time. And back up. Good. Take the hands behind the thighs. Bend your knees, go into your happy baby. Take your hands on the insides of the feet. Bring your knees down and rock from side to side. Also, a nice massage in the lower back. Good. Back to center. Take your knees to the mat. They're hip width apart, so you can feel your heels with your fingertips. Reach the hips up. Keep holding on. See if you can hold on to your ankles. Keep reaching the hips up. And then drop the hips down. Breathing in, reach the hips up. Breathing out, drop the hips down. One more time, reach the hips up. Take the hands, interlace the fingers underneath the back. Roll your shoulders underneath you, lift your heart up, hips lift up. Press the hands into the floor, bring the right knee in towards your heart, lift the leg. Come onto the toes of your left, so you're on the tip toes of your left. Reach up through the foot, point your toes. Left heel goes down, bring your right knee in and step it back down. Other side, push into your hand, lift your hips up first, then right knee comes up, straighten the leg, point the toes, come up onto the tiptoes of that right foot. Heels reaching up, reach through those left toes, tuck your belly in. Heel comes down, bend your left knee, take the foot down. Release the hands, roll the spine down slowly, slowly. Good. Catch your breath, a little pelvic tilt. So tailbone tucks and it lifts the pubic bone up towards the sky. Then tailbone untucks and you push the tailbone into the floor. Tailbone tucks, pubic bone rises. Untuck the tailbone, push that tailbone into the mat. So it creates this curve in the spine. So tailbone tucks, lower back touches. Tailbone untucks, you create this space behind your back. 2 more times. Good, back to center. Good, hug your knees in. And you're gonna roll up to sitting. and then roll back. And do that a couple times, rolling back and rolling up. So when you roll up, don't let your feet touch. So this creates a fun core work. You roll back and roll up. Your core has to engage to keep you from falling forward. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. Last time, breathing out, breathing in. Stay sitting, reach the hips back, straighten the leg. Take your hands behind your hips, fingertips facing, bend the knees, feet as wide as the mat, and let's go from side to side. Drop your knees to the right, back to center, over to the left. Breathing in to center, breathing out over to the right. Breathing in through center and over to the left. One more time each side. Go back to center. Keep your hands where they are. They should be directly under your shoulders. Feet, bring them in so they're just hip width apart. And lift your hips up for a reverse table. Roll your shoulders back, drop your head. Keep reaching your hips up. One more breath. Looking forward, straighten the right leg. Take the heel to the floor, point the toes. Straighten the left leg, heel to the toes. So this is reverse plank. Keep reaching the hips up. Press into the hands. Drop your head back. Back to center, looking at your toes. Press into the left heel. Can your right foot rise up? Keep your hips up. Drop the foot. Left foot rises up. Drop the foot. Lift your hips. Calm down. Take your hands over your knees. Catch your breath. Good. And come back up into your reverse plank. Take your hands behind your shoulders or underneath your shoulders. Point your toes. Lift your hips up. Keep lifting your hips up. Look towards the ceiling. One more breath. And drop the hips down. Flex the feet. Hands on top of your knees. One more breath. Good. Range of motion in the hip flexion. Come forward as much as you can and then back, hovering over the floor. You can keep your hands on your thighs. Coming forward. Maybe you can touch your toes and then sliding back, hovering over the mat. Good. Forward, breathing in. Back, breathing out. Forward, breathing in. Back, breathing out. Last time, forward. And back. Back to center. Take the knees to the side. Come up to your hands and knees. Knees are under your hips, hands are under your shoulders. Wag your tail from side to side. Good, back to center, cat-cow, drop the belly, tailbone reaching up towards the sky, roll the shoulders back, look up. Breathing out, arching up, tuck your belly in. Breathing in, looking up, drop the belly. Couple more times, go with your breath, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. Last time, breathing out, breathing in. Turn your toes under, breathing out, downward facing dog. Bend one knee and then the other, stretching out your legs, rotating in the belly and the hip. Go back to center, both legs straight. And now bend the knees together, getting the belly on top of the thighs. Maybe you can feel the belly button on the top of the thighs, tailbone reaching up, straight arm. And then begin to straighten the legs, push the heels down. One more breath. Good, bend your knees. Look forward, step your right foot all the way through. And then your left foot all the way through. Toes together, heels apart. Try to straighten the legs, stay on your fingertips, fold forward. Stay on your fingertips, rise the heels up, coming up onto your toes. Keep your legs straight. Breathing out, heels drop down. Breathing in, rising up through your heels. Reaching your hips up, legs stay straight. Breathing out, heels drop down. Couple more times, breathing in, heels rise up. Try to lift your hips up, tuck your belly in. Breathing out, drop your heels. Last time, heels rise up. Straight legs, tuck your belly in. Heels drop down. Good. Bend your knees, roll up one vertebrae at a time. Tuck your belly in. Heart lifts, shoulders roll back, finding your Tadasana, mountain pose. Arms are alongside the body. Shoulders are rolling back. Heart is lifting like you're a rooster puffing your chest. So push that chest and heart forward. Good. Breathing in, reaching up. Breathing out, hands come to your heart. Fold forward, straight legs. Straight back all the way down. Fingertips to the floor. Breathing in, halfway lift. Breathing out, right foot steps back, and then your left foot steps back. Plank pose, stay here, nice and long and strong. Tuck your belly in, reach through the crown of your head, reach to the heels of your feet. Breathe in, strength. Quiet strength. Good, drop your knees to the floor. Shoulders forward, bend your elbows back to meet the rib cage. Stay here in a half chaturanga. Breathing in, upward facing dog, knees are on the floor. Roll the shoulders back. Good, turn your toes under. Knees come up to straighten the legs. Keep your hips dropping down. Then from the core of the body, reach the hips up, downward facing dog. Three more breaths here. Use this time to quiet your mind. Do not think of your day. Think of your body and how you feel. Listen to your breath. Start to discipline yourself to be able to go into a quiet, calm mind. If you can do it in your yoga practice, then you'll begin to start doing it throughout your day. Good. Bend your knees, look towards your fingertips, step your right foot all the way through. And then your left foot forward fold, breathing out. Breathing in, reach the arms in front of you, coming all the way up. Breathing out, hands to your heart. Breathing in, reach the arms in front of you. Breathing out, forward fold, hands to your heart. Breathing in, halfway lift. Breathing out, forward fold, left foot back. Then your right foot back, plank. Breathing in. Breathing out, knees down, shoulders forward, elbows meet the rib cage. Breathing in, upward facing dog. Breathing out, turn your toes under, straighten your legs, don't go up yet. Keep your hips down. Breathing in. Breathing out, core lifts you to down dog. Hips high, heels down. Push through your feet. Two more breaths. Bend your knees, look towards your fingertips, step your left foot forward, breathing in. Breathing out, folding forward, forward fold, breathing in, lifting the arms in front of you. Breathing out, hands to your heart. Breathing in, reaching up. Breathing out, forward fold. Breathing in, looking up. Breathing out, right foot steps back, and then your left plank pose, breathing in. Breathing out, drop your knees, shoulders forward, elbows to your ribs. Breathing in, upward facing. Breathing out, turn your toes under, just straighten the legs. Keep the hips down. Next breath out, reach the core up, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look towards your fingertips, step your right foot forward, breathing in, then your left. Breathing out, forward fold. Breathing in, reaching up, tuck your belly in, reach up. Breathing out, hands to your heart. Breathing in, reaching up. Breathing out, forward fold. Breathing in, halfway lift. Breathing out, left foot back, and then your right, plank pose. Breathing in. Breathing out, drop your knees, shoulders forward, elbows to the rib cage. Breathing in, upward facing. Breathing out, just straighten the legs. Stay in upward facing dog. Breathing in. Breathing out, core lifts you up, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Two more breaths. Use this time to really make your breath deeper. Be conscious of being active in the length of your breath. Deep breath in helps you to have a deep breath out. Good. Bend your knees, look towards your fingertips. Step the left foot forward and then the right. Breathing out, forward fold. Breathing in, reaching forward. Straight arms, straight legs. Breathing out, hands to your heart. Good. Breathing in, sit down in your chair pose. Fingertips touch alongside the feet and then bring them up to your heart. Nice hip strengthening. Strengthens the lower back, strengthens the buttocks. Let's twist to the right. Take the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Press into your hands. Twisting, tuck your belly in. Squeeze your knees together. Go back around to center. Sitting up tall, heart shining forward. Breathing out, twist to the left. Right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Push into your hands. Elbows are pulling away from each other. Belly's twisting, knees are pressing. Breathing in, back to center, sit up tall. So tailbone's dropping to sit low, but your heart's lifting, spine is tall. Breathing out, forward fold, fingertips to the floor, then straighten the legs. Breathing in, looking up. Breathing out, right foot steps back, and then your left foot, find your plank. Breathing in. Breathing out, full chaturanga. Bend the elbows back towards the rib cage. Pause. Breathing in, upward facing dog. Knees are off the floor. You're pressing into the tops of your feet. Roll your shoulders back. Breathing out, roll over your toes, lift from the core, and come into your downward facing dog. Breathing in, bend your knees, look towards your hands and step the right foot all the way through. And then your left fingertip or toes together, fold forward. So you want your toes together and your knees pressing so you can set up into your seated pose. Breathing in, drop your tush. Take your hands to your heart. Press into your hands. Press your knees together. Breathing out, folding forward. Breathing in, halfway lift. Breathing out, left foot steps back. And then your right foot. Breathing in, plank. Breathing out, chaturanga, full chaturanga. Keep your knees off the floor, elbows to the ribcage. Breathing in, upward facing dog. Flip onto the tops of your feet. Press into your feet, knees rising up. Breathing out, flip over your feet, core rises you up. Hips are high in the sky, heels are reaching down. Let's throw Vinyasa in here. Breathing in, right foot steps forward. Left foot drops to the floor. Come up into your warrior one. Breathing in. Breathing out takes you down, back into your plank. Stay here, breathing in. Breathing out, chaturanga. Breathing in, upward facing dog. Breathing out, downward facing dog. Breathing in, left foot steps forward. Right foot drops to the floor, coming up, warrior one. Breathing out, folding over. Step the left foot back into plank. Breathing in. Breathing out, lower. Breathing in, upward facing dog. Breathing out, downward facing dog. Here's where you rest, 5 breaths in down dog or child's pose. So I laugh a bit because sometimes downward facing dog doesn't feel restful. This is where you deepen your breath, is more accurate. Quiet the mind. Staying strong to your practice. But if your body needs more nurturing, then you drop into child's pose for the full 5 breaths. We have 2 more left. And you're nearing your last breath. Come up into down dog to join the flow of the class. Or stay if you need to. Bend your knees, look towards your hands, step your left foot all the way through. Right foot all the way through. Breathe out, folding forward. Toes are together, knees are pressing, so you can breathe in, look, coming into your chair pose, hands to your heart. Good. Breathing in, coming up, standing up. Samastiti. Breathing out, drop your hands, Tadasana. Notice how you feel. Good. Breathing in, reaching up. Breathing out, hands to your heart. Fold forward, slowly, slowly. Breathing in, halfway lift. Breathing out, right foot to the back of the mat, left foot back, plank pose. Breathing out, full chaturanga, bend your elbows back. Breathing in, upward facing dog. Breathing out, downward facing dog. We're going to do a vinyasa here. Breathing in, right foot steps forward, left foot back. Breathing in, coming up, warrior one. Let's stay here, warrior one. Good. Take the hands back behind you, interlace the fingers. Humble warrior. Walk that right foot open a little bit to the edge of the right edge of the mat, and then fold forward. So big hip flexion here. Take the arms up over the head. Try to keep the palms of the hands together. Good, then release the hand, keep the body where it is. Take both hands to either side of the foot. Good, go to your fingertips on either side of your foot and begin to straighten the leg. Feel that stiffness, possibly for me. Bend the knees, we're gonna move. Bend the knee, let your whole body rest on top of that leg. And then breathe out, straighten. The body will lift away. Breathing in, bend the knee, let your torso rest on top. Breathing out, straighten. Good, one more time, bend. And straighten. Good, bend the knee. Take the back knee to the floor. And then we're going to do the same thing, straighten and bend. So half Hanumanasana, or half split. Straighten, keep the toes pointed, and then bend. This time, let's take both hands to the inside of the foot so you can really go deep in that forward bend, the knees coming over the toes. And then straighten the leg. And bend the knee. And straighten. And bend. And straighten. A couple more times. Move with your breath. Try closing your eyes and moving with the breath with the eyes closed. Good. And coming forward. Bend the knee. The knee is going over the toes. Relax that back foot. And come down into your lizard. Nice deep deepening of that hip flexion. Can you come to your elbows? If you don't, it's nice to have a yoga block. And the elbows can be on the block to lift you up a bit. So it's important to find your edge where it feels a bit uncomfortable. And then you back off a little bit so your body trusts you to open up. So we create more opening and more length when we find that edge, feel the challenge, but are able to release a bit out of that challenge so that we can relax and really lengthen and deepening the opening. Long, deep breaths, that's also helpful for opening a little bit deeper. Lengthening the breath to take the focus of the breath to where you feel the tension. Good, next breath in, take your hands to the floor, press yourself up. Let's lengthen out that leg one more time. Hands inside the foot. Let's flex the foot and slide the leg forward a little bit. Maybe you can go a bit deeper. Good, hands to the mat. Take that leg back. Knees are under the hips. Turn your toes under. Find your downward facing dog. Just notice if there's a difference on the right side and the left of that hip flexion, that crease where the torso meets the legs. And let's go to the other side. Bend your knees, look towards your fingertips. Left foot steps forward. Back foot drops. Coming up into your warrior one. Reach up, lengthen through the torso, and then drop the hands down to interlace the fingers behind your back. Try to keep the palms of the hands together. Open up your left foot to the left edge of the mat. Not all the way, but close. And then fold forward inside that left knee. Arms are coming up over the head. Tuck your belly in. Breathe. Two more breaths. Good. Release the hands to either side of the foot. Walk the foot to the center of the mat a little bit more. And then we're going to straighten. Stay on the tops of your fingertips. And then bend. Let the whole torso really put weight on the leg. And then straighten. And bend. Breathing in. Breathing out to bend the knee. Breathing in to straighten. Breathing out. Last time, breathing in, straighten, stay here. Take a couple breaths here with straight leg, dropping the torso towards the top of the thigh. Good, then bend the knee, let the weight of the body be on top of the thigh. Drop that back knee to the floor, relax the back foot. And same movement, straightening, breathing out. Breathing in, coming forward. Breathing out, to straighten. Breathing in, bending the knee, coming forward. 2 more times with the length of your breath, moving with your breath. Close your eyes and move. Good. Stay here, straight legs, point your toes, fold towards that straight leg. Torso maybe will rest on the top of the thigh, nose towards the knee. Coming up a bit to flex the foot and press that whole leg, slide that whole leg forward, and coming down to feel the stretch with the flexed foot. Breathe. 2 more deep breaths. Good, then step that left foot back to the floor, bend the knee, take both hands inside the foot, and then drop to your elbows for lizard pose. So many things happening in lizard, a deepening in that left inner thigh and that hip flexion. And then there's a lengthening in the psoas muscle on the right side. So I like to twist my hips a little bit and get a little bit deeper when I twist to the left. And then lengthen that right psoas a little bit more when I twist to the right. Go take your hands to the floor. Coming back. And take your knee back underneath you. Hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Turn your toes under. Downward facing dog, lift the hips. Feel both sides of the body, both hip flexions. Good. Standing on your left foot, it can slide into the center of the mat a little bit. Take your right leg up, one-legged down dog. Point through the toes of that lifted leg. Standing leg is straight. Open it up, hips rotate to the right. Leg is still reaching out long from that right hip, but then bend the knee so that the heel comes towards the tush and you're getting a nice twist in the torso and the hips. Lengthening through that side body, the kidney gets a nice stretch. Straighten the leg, come back around so hips are level with the mat. And then bend the knee, bring it in to touch the right elbow. Stay here, tuck your belly in. Reach the leg out. One-legged down dog. Breathing out, bend the knee in, cross the body, touch the left elbow. Pause, hold your breath. Breathing in, reach it up. One-legged down dog. One more time each side. Breathing in, or breathing out, touch. Breathing in, reach it up. Breathing out, cross the body, touch the left elbow. Breathing in, reach it up. One more time, breathing out, right elbow. Breathing in, reach it up. Breathing out, cross the body, touch the left elbow. Breathing in, reach it up. And breathing out, take the knee and bring it all the way through into half pigeon pose. Back leg, check in on the back leg, the knees on the floor, and it's straight out of the hip. You're on the, relaxing the foot to the mat. So your leg in front of you is about a 45-degree angle and the toes are pointed. Take your hand to your foot, left hand to your foot, right hand to your knee. Push to lengthen the spine and press down through the hips. Good, then forward fold. You can stay on your elbows if this feels deep enough and strong enough, or you can drop all the way down to the forehead. Let there be a soft bend in the elbows and the arms are just lying on the floor alongside your head. Hips are level with the mat. And you should feel a big opening across the buttocks and into that hip flexion. So this is engaging and opening those external rotators of the hips. Long, deep breaths here. This is where we can carry a lot of emotions. So breathe them out. Don't need to know why they're there or what caused them. It's just good to be aware that it's possible to release them with a stretch and a breath. Good. Then taking your arms underneath you, right under your shoulders pretty much and alongside your knees, and push yourself up with nice push up. Bend the back knee. Take the same hand, left hand to left ankle. Keep the foot flexed. Push the foot into the hand to draw you back. Heart's rotating towards the front of your mat. Breathe. Good. Release the foot down. Take both hands to either side of the knee. Back toes turn under, knee rises up. Reach that leg back. Downward facing dog. Notice how you feel. So last push for strengthening. Step your right foot to the center of your mat a bit. Left leg rises up for your one-legged down dog. And then open your hips to the left. Leg stays straight above that lifted leg. Then bend the knee, heel towards the tush. Flex the foot. Spread the toes. Look under your left arm. So a nice twist through the torso and an opening through that psoas muscle in that left hip. Good, back around to center. Straighten the leg, point the toes. Okay, here we go. Breathing out, knee to the left elbow. Breathing in, reach it up. Breathing out, knee to the right elbow. Breathing in, reach it up. Knee to the right, breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out, cross the body right. Breathing in, reach it up. Last time each side, breathing out, left, or left. Breathing in. Breathing out, right. Breathing in, reach it up. Breathing out, bend the knee, bring it to center and reach it all the way through into your half pigeon, through your hands. Relax your back foot. Look to your back leg. Make sure that the leg is reaching straight out from the hip and the knee is on the floor. Leg is, or foot is relaxed on the floor. 45-degree angle in that front leg. Point your toes. Left hand on your knee, right hand on your foot. Press through your hands. So you're actively squeezing the hips together. So you're pressing through that back knee and through your front knee and squeezing your hips together and engaging the pelvic floor. Good, then release it all down and fold forward. You can come to your elbows if that feels nice enough. If you want to go a little bit deeper, drop to your forehead, relax your arms, elbows are soft and bent, arms are alongside the head. Pay attention to your hips, that's where you want to take your breath. Deep breaths into where you feel the opening, or where you feel the need to open. Sometimes the mind tends to wander in these long holding poses, so stay focused on the breath and how it sounds. Imagine that you're pushing it into the opening of that hip to create more space in your body, more movement of your circulation, of your breath. But deeper and quiet, a deeper quietness in the mind. And then slide your hands to either side of your knee and press up. Keep the elbows close to the rib cage. Go onto your fingertips, lengthen your spine. Bend the back knee, keep the foot flexed, and grab the ankle with your right hand. And then rotate the heart forward to face the front of your mat. Push the foot into the hand to pull you back a bit. Good, release the leg down. Keep the toes turned under, knee back. Knee lifts up. Push into your feet. Reach yourself up. Downward facing dog. Good, then drop to your knees, toes together, knees apart. Child's pose. Press your hips back. Take your hands inside your legs and rest on the right side of your face or left side. Long, deep breaths. Let's take 2 breaths here. And then change to the other side of your face so you feel a stretch in both sides of the neck. Good, then take your chin to the center so your neck is in line with the spine. And then your next breath in, slide your arms out and come up into sitting Virasana. Feet are right under your hips, knees are together. And then take your feet to the side and come to sit on your tush. So your left leg is going to stay bent and your right foot is going to step over that left knee for this twist. Starting twist. Tuck your belly in. First, just hug your knee in. Then reach your left arm up alongside your ear. This lengthens your torso as you twist and reach it back towards the back of the room. And then same, lifting and lengthening your torso of your left arm. And then twist from the rib cage, the belly, and take the elbow to the outside of that right knee. So push the left elbow into the right knee Fingertips are spread to engage all the muscles of the arm, looking over that back right shoulder. If you have it in your practice, you combine. You take the hand inside that hole that you've created with the leg, and then the back arm reaches around to grab the hand. Breathe. Look forward over the top shoulder or the front shoulder. And then release. Coming back around the center, you're going to drop this top right knee onto the left knee. So I lift my hips up, get my knees stacked, and then sit back down. So sometimes your calf muscle can get in the way. You can pull that calf out of the way. Knees are stacked, hands are on your feet. Fold forward. Gomukhasana. This pose is called eagle. I think it translates to eagle pose. Drop your chin towards your knee. Breathe. Good. Next breath in, coming up. Cool. Release the legs. Both knees up. Hug them in. Balance on your tailbone. Release the feet off the floor. And then change to the other side. So your right knee is bent. And then your left foot steps over. So make sure that right foot is out of the way of that left buttocks so that you can mostly sit down. Hug the knee in, just notice how that feels. And then let's twist, lengthen through the left first. Twisting back, take the arm back behind you. Lengthen through the right torso. Reach, twist from the belly and the rib cage. Take the right elbow to the outside of the left knee and start to look back over your back shoulder. Breathe. If you choose to bind, the arm goes inside that hole you've created with the left leg. Back hand reaches for the fingertips. Breathe. You can look forward if you choose, or keep looking back. And release. Take the left knee on top of the right knee for the Gomukhasana legs. Hands on your feet. Drop forward. Belly touches, heart touches, chin touches. 3 breaths here. And slowly coming up. Release the legs and twisting to hug the knees in and roll onto your back. Drop your feet to the floor, hip height. Take your right foot and cross it over your left knee and press your right hand into your right knee and just press it open. And then you're going to interlace the fingers behind the left thigh. So you're going to go through that hole that you've created with your right leg. And interlace your fingers behind your left thigh or on top of your left knee and pull this whole pose in towards your body. Both feet are flexed, keeping the legs active and strong. Try pushing that right knee away from you to keep opening up the hip. Mm. Mm. 2 more breaths. Mm. 1 more breath. Good. Release the hands. Release the left foot down. Uncross that right leg. Feet are hip right under your knees, hip width apart. Notice how you feel. And then changing to the other side, bring your left knee in and then cross the left foot. Keep it flexed right on top of that right knee. First, just push the left knee away with your left hand, giving a nice little soft opening to that hip flexion. And then we can go deeper by taking the hands inside that hole you've created with your legs and interlace the fingers behind the thigh, if that's strong enough. If you want stronger sensation, the hands go on top of the right knee. Keep both feet flexed. Really push that left knee away from you. Two more breaths. One more breath. Good. Release the hands. Right foot to the floor. Left foot to the floor. Extend the legs out into your Shavasana. Get all the way on your mat so you feel the extra cushion of the mat and not the hard floor underneath you. Arms open up a little bit so you create space under the arm. So they're about a 45-degree angle from your body. Allow your shoulders roll back. And you pull your shoulder blades underneath you so your heart is lifting up. Arm or legs are wider than the hips. Allow your feet to fall open to the side. Take 3 long, deep breaths. Last long, deep breath. Breathe out through your mouth. And then return to your gentle breath. Eyes are closed. Focus on the third eye. Keep your mind quiet. If thoughts come into the head, breathe them out. Go into the third eye. Notice the space there. Is it dark or does it have light? Stay focused here until you can notice the light. At first, the light is white or golden in color. White and golden light is the energy from the crown chakra. This is the divine and universal source that is flowing through you. reminding you that you are connected to a greater energy than just your physical body, that divine energy of creation, of receiving. You're not always the active participant. It's not just up to you to always be in control and be pushing to make something happen. This divine energy that flows through you is the king energy. This is the energy of action. And in your body, you have both the queen energy and the king energy. And the king is the action, and the queen is the receiving. So by doing yoga, your king is active. And by lying in Shavasana or meditating in your each pose, this allows you to get in touch with the queen of receiving. And it's important to let the queen have her time. So for the next couple minutes, be focused on the queen, the luxury of receiving, and how this nurtures your body, takes care of your soul, and brings in all that you need and desire. And begin to deepen your breath. Deep breath in, feel your chest rise, your belly move, your mind come back into this physical body. With your next breath in, bend your knees, bring your feet to the floor. Stay on your back. Stay here for a couple breaths more, noticing how you feel. Being grateful for your body, your ability to receive, your ability to receive health, abundance, love, and all that you need, all that you desire. With your next breath in, come up to sitting. You can roll to the right, push through your hands and come up to sitting. Bring your hands together at your heart in Namaste Mudra. Bow your head, bowing to the Queen within you. Move into your day and into the next couple of days, into the week, and maybe the rest of your life, honoring the Queen that is in you. Knowing that the actions that you take to take care of you, drinking water, eating good food, smelling an oil, doing yoga, that is the king that's within you, that's disciplined and takes care of the temple and the queen. And the queen is the energy of receiving, knowing that she's taken care of, that she enjoys nurturing and luxury, kindness, love, and having all her desires met. Have a beautiful day. Namaste. Shabbat Shalom. Bye.